welcome to beautiful San Juan, Puerto Rico, the host for the 2021 FIBA Women's AmeriCup. It's championship night, Saturday evening, here inside the sellout crowd of Roberto Clemente Coliseum. Fans still waiting to get inside of here for this big game tonight. It's Team USA taking on Puerto Rico for the gold medal. Natalia Melendez, Despina Barton here inside for you today. Puerto Rico making their first appearance here in the championship gold medal game in the AmeriCup. This is what happened just before this game. I gotta fill you all in at home. Canada fell in double overtime to Brazil. So Brazil secured the bronze medal and they will podium later tonight. But that was just the appetizer because the main course has arrived. Puerto Rico putting on back-to-back stellar performances, sending home last night Team Brazil to land here. And this is what's on the line, the FIBA Women's AmeriCup. Natalia, Team USA beat Puerto Rico 6 days ago. Just 22 points, it was the closest game. Tell me, how do they begin to compete with this strong USA squad?
Well, this is going to be a very physical game, a very defensive team. Both the teams have long rotations, but in the case of Puerto Rico, I think they need to work the boards because USA dominated that part of the game, you know, way too comfortable. 61-37. They had 26 second chances. So Puerto Rico needs to limit that. Everybody needs to crush the boards.
Team USA, obviously the favorite here, but this team looks a lot different. This is not the squad they'll be taking with them to Tokyo. Everybody is on their feet here inside the Roberto Clemente Coliseum as Puerto Rico makes their formal introduction. The host nation. Natalia, tell me about the pride that the people of Puerto Rico have right now.
It's definitely a big thing. We have to remember that this Puerto Rican team classified to the Olympics for the first time in history. They also classified last cycle to the World Cup for the first time in history, and then yesterday they beat Canada in an AmeriCup for the first time in history. So there's a lot of respect for this scene, and I'm very happy to see the fans here tonight watching this wonderful team.
Yes, we will see these two teams in Tokyo, but right now we will stand for the national anthem and flag presentation. First Team USA, followed by Puerto Rico.
Please remain standing for the national anthem of Puerto Rico.
What a moment for these women who have clawed their way into this game. Puerto Rico defeating Canada. Canada the favorite to make it back against Team USA last night, 65-61. And this is the officiating crew that will have the tall task of making every call right, Natalia.
Chile, Panama, and Brazil will be in the game tonight.
As far as Team USA goes, they're unblemished in tournament play, 5-0 here. And this is the roster they will stick with.
Destiny Henderson, Veronica Burden, the point guard, Hillman, Howard, and Alaya Buston. And there you see the bench of Wusu Brown, Berger Jones, and Miller Prince, Konane, who was amazing yesterday, and the three-time Olympic coach Dawn Staley.
And they're led by Dawn Staley. She was named the coach of this senior squad in 2017 and through the Tokyo Games. She obviously led South Carolina to the Final Four this season and played for Team USA. 5 medals combined as a player and a coach. She is going up against the home, the favorite team from Puerto Rico. This is a steady, consistent starting 5 the last couple outings.
Yes, Jennifer O'Neill, Tyra Melendez, Pamela Rosado, Jasmine Guatmi, and Isalis Quiñones from the bench, Gibson Stinson, Salaman Lozada, Pagan Benitez Gonzalez, and coach Jerry Batista.
And there is Jerry Batista. He took over in 2014, has over 25 years of coaching experience. He likes long rotations, and this team has been red hot. I talked to the coaching staff before today's game, and while they have the mindset, it was pretty overwhelming, the victory over Canada. They were riding a wave of confidence into tonight's game against USA, and they think they have a chance.
Yeah, they do believe they have a chance. This team always plays to win. And yesterday, and I'm sure this is a conversation Jerry had with them. Once they beat
Medina. Tenor home back to Jesus Medina. Now Tati Castellanos. Knocked away Matt Polster. Oh, a little pull there by Keaton Parks. I got to call that.
Yep. Really interested to see which player Ronnie Dyla takes out here.
Is it going to be a like for like? Is it going to be an opportunity to add to the offensive threat? We'll find out. But right now, into the area. Foul is called. Andrew Farrell wants to get things going. He takes the ball right out of the hands of New York City player Maxi Morales. A couple of words for Matt Polster and a bit of a smile and a chuckle, but in the end, it's a free kick for New England.
Got to defend it. Again, that man, that genius on the ball with a left foot, you got to be careful of. Here's a look at the challenge in the box. It's a good challenge from Bob. But this type of position right here, you have to be very careful. This is where the Revolution are very dangerous with this guy on the ball.
Now over the top, Maxime Chenot is there, gets ahead to it, but it will go over the end line, and a 5th corner kick of the night for New England.
It's well defended. So easy to lose your marker when the ball's played over the top. Not know where you are, where your bearings are. Just focus on the ball, clear the danger, deal with the corner kick.
For New England, Buxa, a header, Tejon Buchanan, a shot blocked in front. Second chance here for New England. Worked out of the area, brought down. DeJuan Jones tries to work it wide side, but now Diego Andrade. Andrew Farrell, a lot of backspin on that.
And USA gets the first possession. Ryan Howard has had the hot hand the last couple outings for Team USA. And already that inside game going to work.
early on. That's what they've been doing so far. Boston will always be their first chance.
Follow number 1, Tyra Melendez.
Deafening here inside the cathedral of basketball. She'll make the second. Aaliyah Boston, the 19-year-old from South Carolina. Guathmy being guarded by Howard. Screen by Quinones, pull-up jumper. It's off. Hillman, who did damage yesterday for Team USA against Brazil's top player. And Jennifer O'Neal. Guathmy nearly travels on the baseline. Quinones, it's going to be a foul, and it's going to go against USA.
And that will be key tonight for Puerto Rico. Isalis needs to receive the ball, not only to pass it. She needs to be aggressive, playing one-on-one with Boston. We know it's not easy. Boston is a great, amazing defender. But she needs to try to get some contact from her.
First one goes down for the woman who is second in defensive rebounds here throughout the tournament. Pulled down 28 and averages 7 a game. Destiny Henderson, Fort Myers native and the point guard for South Carolina as well. Her and Burton will start things off. It's the guard play, and Boston knocked away. Cleanup is Hillman.
Nazara Hillman-Victor.
Burton on O'Neal. O'Neal leading everybody in this competition in scoring. Guathmy, she'll take it and make it over Hillman.
And that's her shot. And Jasmine can handle that mid-range shot. That's what she does the best.
Hillman going up against Melendez. Quinones with the rebound. Rosado will push. The veteran point guard missed a few games with the wrist injury. Tyra Melendez will stroke it from the baseline, no good. Feed into Hillman.
Beautiful.
2 big buckets for Hillman for USA.
Beautiful high-low between Boston and Hillman.
And Hillman plays for Michigan. The first ever to win All-American honors in Michigan history. Quinones taking Boston. The feed to Melendez knocked away. No, Guathmy fights for it. Rosado just gets a shot up as the clock was expiring. Quinones with the good hands. Another chance. O'Neal shaking Howard straight to the rack and makes the young one pay.
Very patient on that offensive possession there. Good attack.
Howard turns and takes it. It's good. Ryan Howard, the Kentucky guard, coming off back-to-back seasons as the SEC Player of the Year.
And one of her strengths is going to the right.
Rosado kicks back out, and they'll throw it around the horn. Quinones, about 10 feet in, drains it.
And it's a good thing that Isalis is fronting the basket, because that push Boston to get out of the zone. So there will be more space for Puerto Rico to attack.
Howard from 3, knocks it down. Howard now with 5. Rosado here with the rock, was the MVP from the Central Basket Tournament for Puerto Rico. That tournament, Puerto Rico won. And a foul and a whistle against USA.
Against Puerto Rico, that was Quinones there. Her first.
First personal foul number 25, Isalis Quinones.
Howard again, opposite wing. Rosado clears it out. Skip past to O'Neal. Left opens Quinones. Henderson flies right over. Easy two.
That extra pass there from Jennifer to Isalis.
Henderson, baseline, off. Tracking it down was Howard. The putback on the weak side gives Howard 7. O'Neal.
Again.
Quinones.
And Jennifer is doing an amazing job because she's attacking and the defense is rotating on her. She's looking for the open player. That's her second assist on Isalis.
Howard goes right down the middle. It's off. Rosado to Guafmi. Jumper right on the elbow, rolls out. And Burton surveys. Henderson again with some space. Has not been able to find her shot since day 2 when USA made their entrance into the tournament.
But she's got, boom. And that's Jennifer, number 5, her first 3 of the point. We were talking about Henderson. She's gonna continue shooting because she's the shooter of this team. She have the green light for that.
Boston hits the cutter. Hillman knocked away. Guafmi with the block. O'Neal playing footsie here with Burton. She's got a quick first step. Doesn't need a whole lot of space. And great pressure from Guafmi, tracked down by Rosado. Puerto Rico with another possession. Shot clock at 2, gotta get it up. She does! Guafmi! Puerto Rico jumps out by 6.
And this has been one of Puerto Rico's biggest strengths in this tournament, the 3 points. They are shooting 37%, but they are averaging 9 triples per game.
Howard, she'll level the playing field and shush the Puerto Rico fans.
And right now, Howard have 10 of the 15 points that USA have.
Backdoor cut, O'Neal. Easy money.
Assist number 8 for Puerto Rico in 8 minutes.
Boston keeps calling for it, working for it in the paint. And she's gonna get called for the offensive foul.
Isalis is fronting her. And Boston is fighting her to get the position. Something we're gonna see throughout the whole game. Boston and Isalis.
Some substitutions are made here. But first we'll get the officials all on the same page. They'll go to the replay cam. And unfortunately, our position is not at the scorer's table. But it looks like they're re-examining the last play on the floor.
Which was
the
Isalis foul
called against
from Boston.
Boston. We knew that this officiating crew would have a tall task tonight, Natalia.
Definitely, because this is going to be a very physical game. A lot of hitting and bumping, and when you play a final, that's the way to go. 40 minutes of intensity.
And I see Gabby there, an assistant coach for Puerto Rico. Excited that the call stands.
Number 12, Daichali Salaman, and number 28, Sabrina Lozada.
Daichali and Sabrina are in for USA Burger. And Kunei was amazing yesterday against Brazil.
Lozada, back to Salaman. Guathmy calling for the screen, trying to shake Kunei, and she does. Enough room, she hits it.
It was a good screen there for Lozada, a little bit of space.
Puerto Rico up by 6. Haley Jones, the Stanford guard, on the floor. Berger, shot is flat. O'Neal, guarded by Berger. They're familiar with each other. That shot was deflected. Great hands. Ryan Howard, pull up jumper, spot up and shoots. It's good.
And she have 12.
Guathmy, the hot hand here, the past 2 contests. Turn and shoot for Quinones. And Burton scans the floor. Howard. Jones making a move on Quinones. Shot clock at 2. Not enough time. She does not get it off.
And Puerto Rico is switching everything, even with the big players. Everybody's switching on the screen.
So for Puerto Rico, entering number 9, Ali Gibson.
And now Sabrina is going to be playing the 5. Ali's out. Ali Gibson is in. So Jasmine will go to the 4.
Final 30 seconds of the first quarter. Host nation Puerto Rico up by 4. O'Neal tracks down that handle. Shakes Burton enough to create the shot. Ryan Howard will push forward for USA. Calls the play.
She calls for a pick and roll.
Haley Jones delivers the pick. And does she get the shot? No. O'Neal, 2 seconds. The shot goes up, and it won't go. At the end of the first 10 minutes, it's Puerto Rico 21, USA 17. And it is loud in here, Natalia.
Very interesting game so far. The boards are close enough, 12 for the USA, 9 for Puerto Rico. But what we've seen so far, it's the amazing job that Hilma have done for the USA. Now, she needs just a little bit of space to be effective in offensive, and she's been effective from the 3-point line, from the mid-range, attacking the basket. There you see the percentages. And in the case of Puerto Rico, it has been Jasmine O'Neal the go-to so far. Great screens by her forwards, by her post players. And again, if the defense go below the screen and Jasmine have enough space to shoot, she'll be effective. So I think that whoever is defending Jasmine needs to fight that screen.
And finding Quinones early on the block has been good for Puerto Rico. Weak side rebound by Ryan Howard. She's so sneaky good. Ryan Howard, the 20-year-old from Kentucky. She's seeking her first gold at the senior level, won 2 with the USA junior team. Guathmy was 7 in the first quarter. Guathmy and O'Neal have not stepped off the court for Puerto Rico.
And in the case of O'Neal, besides creating offense for herself and scoring, she had 7 points. pick and roll that she was working with Isalis Quiñones was very effective because the hedge and her defense stuck with her, and then Isalis rolled by herself.
And this is not strange territory for Team USA. They were down double digits yesterday.
Exactly.
Against Brazil. So this young group figured it out in the second half.
If you see every first quarter from USA, all of them have been close. All of them. It's here in the second quarter, but they usually start running away.
Guathmy, Cunane on the floor, going for the steal. Lozada picks it. No. Jones to Cunane. Blocked by Lozada. Sabrina starting the block party. Saved by Gibson, but into the hands of USA, so they cannot convert. Burton left alone. She'll shoot it. Why not? It's a miss. Tracked down by Jones. O'Neal, standing at 5'5", grabs the rebound for Puerto Rico. And Natalia, you have to speak to the continuity that this Puerto Rico team has. They've been playing together for years.
This is this group of players, just one or two always, different that they add and they take out. They've been together for 6 years, and they have a lot of success in the last 2 cycles.
Backdoor Lozada.
See how Jennifer brings not only the hedge, but her defender and whoever is rolling, it's open. She's been a facilitator today.
Haley Jones to Cunane, goes up strong on the left. The attack is good for the 6'5" center from NC State.
And one-on-one against Sabrina.
Solomon catching USA not on their heels once, but in back-to-back defensive possessions.
They shall have to.
Cunane does it again. A chance to make it a 3-point play this go around.
That high-low between whoever is in the top and Cunane. It's great.
First personal foul, number 24.
And in reality, Puerto Rico doesn't have the size to go toe-to-toe with Cunane.
The truth is that no, they don't have anybody. Well, they have Isalis, but players are big and they are dominant in offense and in defense. No, they have Isalis that handle both sides, but in the case of Sabrina, she's very defensive.
Solomon whips that away from Hillman. Gibson and Catalyst yesterday as they upset Canada. O'Neal, top of the key, it's off. Hillman goes at Lozada. Blocked again! 2 big blocks, but it didn't matter because Cunane was coming down the lane.
Cunane being super effective right now in the paint. 6 points.
Gibson takes the left lane. Last touch by USA, it stays.
India Pagani sin, Lozada is out. Puerto Rico have 14.
A mismatch here. Howard stays low. Quiñones takes baseline. Haley Jones definitely has a size advantage against Solomon. Just a miss. O'Neal will walk.
Yes. Yes, and that was a walk.
The two officials looked at each other like,
Did
you see what I saw?
The thing with Jennifer, she has some great moves, and she can even confuse the referees.
Hillman goes at Pagan, draws the foul.
Hillman won't back down. When she received the ball in the post, she will attack. So India needs to be ready for that to happen.
India, Pagan.
In this tournament, Hillman is 12 points and 7 rebounds, 1 assist. 77% from the free throw line.
And for Coach Staley, as a unit, her team is shooting 81% from the free throw line. 2 for 2 for Hillman.
USA, entering number 4.
We're knotted back up at 25 apiece. Henderson back on the floor, guarding O'Neal. And left alone, Quinones in and out. Loose ball. Jones gets it to Henderson. Cunane is doing work on the block. Gibson wanted the call to go her way. The officials say no. It was last touched by Puerto Rico. Skip pass, Gibson reads it perfectly. Staying in front. She'll feed it to Pagan. It's off. Ryan Howard again sinks it in Salomon's eye.
Yeah, so you cannot go below the screen or below anybody when Henderson have the ball. She's so good.
Salomon taking Hillman, splits the defenders, lays it in. It's a beauty.
Which is 4.
It's definitely loud in here. Cunane gets the shot. Rebound by Brown-Turner. But you can see Coach Staley having difficulty communicating with her team just with how loud it is in this arena. Something they welcome. Team USA knows they have the target on their back. They came here to be a part of the bright lights.
Great pass.
And the nice finish by Pagan.
And the guards from Puerto Rico were not very effective in the first game against USA. It's a good thing for Puerto Rico that Daichali is in rhythm tonight.
Hillman will take Pagan off the dribble. It won't go. And this is the first time we're seeing USA literally go back and forth with a team. Yesterday, Coach was saying they needed to play with a little bit more grit after coming out flat against Brazil in the first half. I don't think we're seeing that here in the first 2 quarters. Benitez on the floor, and Guathmy, 2 shooters for Puerto Rico. Salomon to the lane. Quinones spots up baseline. Still working to find her rhythm.
And there was an open shot, and Isalis have the red light, the green light to shoot it.
Hillman feed to Cunane, turn and shoot. Good defense by Quinones. Henderson gets screened, feed to Quinones. She'll turn, go up.
Wow, wow.
The underhand lay-in on the left for Quinones. Hillman left alone, Guapi with the block. Puerto Rico's up by 3. Feed into Guapi, gets knocked out of bounds by Kunane.
Yeah, Kunane has some long hands. Good reaction there. Boston is back.
And Ashley Owusu makes her first appearance in the game for Team USA.
Great shooter. Owusu have a lot of offensive tools here. She has done very well for the USA in this tournament.
And you see instantly a defensive approach here. Tyra Melendez steps back on the court and looks like she'll switch assignments with Quinones. Rosado, the captain, the leader. Melendez will get the shot up and she hits it!
That's Puerto Rico's 4th three-pointer of the game. 4 of 11.
Puerto Rico tying their largest lead against USA with 6. Rosado on the run. Trailing was Guapi. A miss. She'll get it back. Benitez, set shooter, miss. And Haley Jones, the Stanford Cardinal, brings the rock up. Jones taking it through the lane. Beautiful lane through traffic.
I love her game. She's just well-rounded and she does everything.
Quinones. Boston guarding her tightly. It's blocked by Aaliyah Boston, the captain for USA. Henderson trying to get past Guapi. The feed to Hillman, blocked by Melendez.
You see the replay there, great pass by Henderson. Tied up, plays bigger than she is.
Natalia, I could not hear a word you just said because the
You know what?
crowd in here
Neither can I.
is so loud. Hillman, weak side rebound again. Guapi with the contact.
And Hillman, she's been in the court for 14 points. One of the players that have more minutes right now. Again, grabbing those offensive rebounds. And she already have 6 points and 8 rebounds.
Hillman, the Michigan forward, just 21 years old. Her hometown is Cleveland, Ohio. And Dawn Staley has assigned her to do a lot of the dirty work these last 2 outings for Team USA. She knocks them both down. Pick comes from Melendez. Rosado picks it up. Melendez left alone. Will she hit it? No, it's off. Hillman with another rebound. Hillman's got 9 rebounds here for Team USA. Ryan Howard, floater no good, but Boston with the putback. USA finding some rhythm in the paint. 34-34.
And USA doing what they've been doing this whole tournament. Getting those second chances and making the basket. Because we've seen a lot of teams here that get taken rebounds but couldn't convert, couldn't score. But in the case of USA, they are very effective in making those second chances that they get during the game. They had 28 rebounds, and from those 28 rebounds, 10 are offensive rebounds, and from those 10 offensive rebounds, they have 10 points. So it's very important for them to keep working on those boards and make those second chances count. Puerto Rico, on the other hand, that's something that they kind of did very well in the first quarter. They cannot let USA have those second chances. They have to push, they have to keep working with them in the paint.
Coach Batista's team led by as many as 6. Now it's even with 39.9 seconds to go here in the first half. Melendez and a beautiful take on Cunane. And then the 3 ball that put them up by 6. Owusu's on the floor for USA. Rothme to Rosado. 8 seconds. O'Neal's got the rock. Rothme's got to take a shot. She does over Howard. And hits it! Rothme with 9 points. They credited her with a 2 there.
She made the most difficult
USA
shots.
timeout.
Hilma was right there, in front of her. She shot, because Jasmine can jump. But you know, when you jump like that, sometimes you're not such a great shooter because you kind of lose balance in the air, and that's not Jasmine's case. She has 9 points. We have to remember, this player has some WNBA experience. She played for San Antonio for a little while, and then she went to Europe and was active in Italy before the whole pandemic started. So,
if you're head coach Don Staley, what are you drawing up here for the final 16 seconds?
well, I think they have time. I will take the last shot of the game, of course, and they will go inside. They will go to the inside-out game.
Another look at Guathme's 3 right in the eye there of Ryan Howard. And look how close she is to that 3-point line. Her right toes stepping on the black line.
And that was a shot she had to take because there was just only 1 second in the shot clock. And coach bring Burden back. Great move there.
Burton, the Northwestern guard, primarily handling the point guard duties. Hillman has to do something with it as she picks up her dribble, knocked away. Puerto Rico, 2 seconds to play. No, USA steals it back. And there's a no shot. Everyone ends up empty-handed there just before the break. After 2 quarters of play, it's Puerto Rico who leads by 2, 36-34. And you can't tell me having this stadium at capacity is not having an effect on Team USA right now.
Of course, it is having an effect on them. We have to remember, these are 18 and 19 years old girls, and they are used to this noise, you know, in the tournaments they play, but this is a whole different level. They are playing against grown women and against professional players. You have to give them credit for the defense that they have shown, 36-34. It's been a beautiful defensive game, but what I like about them is that being so young and playing in a game like this where it's so physical and so tough, they are very smart in their offense. They have patience. They know when they have to go inside. They know when they're open enough to take that shot. They know when they have to run that fast break. It's a team with a lot of structure, well coached, and a group of brilliant girls here. USA have to be feeling really proud to have this group of players playing in this scenario and, you know, and acting the way they are acting.
in Puerto Rico, they had a tough battle to get here to this championship game. First, they defeated Colombia in the quarterfinals, and then upsetting a favorite Canada last night. This team has had all the momentum, Natalia, and they get an opportunity by keeping these first 2 quarters tight to stay with USA.
Yeah, third quarter will be very important. But to me, third quarter is always the most important quarter of a game. But in the case of Puerto Rico, they have to know USA is going to come out really hard. They got to continue working the pressure that they are putting on Burton and on the rest of the guards. They got to continue being patient in offense. That pick and roll with Jasmine have been working. That pick and roll with Jennifer, the hedge is staying with her. So whoever sets that pick is very important, that keep rolling, and the opposite side need to flash and move so they create unbalance during the defense. Puerto Rico is used to playing games like this. We have to remember, they were the underdogs to qualify to the World Cup. They were the underdogs to qualify to the Olympics. And nobody believed they were going to beat Canada yesterday, and here they are. So these are going to be a very interesting and tough 20 minutes.
Natalia, I love how you said we. Yes, you are a part of this Puerto Rico team.
Am I saying we? I'm sorry.
You can't shake it. She was very much a part of this Puerto Rico national team. And Melendez hit that 3. I loved it. She blew kisses to the crowd. They're having fun out there.
She have a swag, and you gotta love her, because she's, you know, she acts. She doesn't say much. She acts. She's very silent, but her body language will let you know, hey, I'm here. You have to count on me. I'm in control.
I'm following her lead, and right now it's Puerto Rico up 36-34 here at the half. We have a special treat for you, the top plays from the quarterfinals. Enjoy this top 5 playlist.
Nice.
Reverse take underneath the basket. Too easy for Dos Santos. Pulls up the 3-pointer. That's her shot. She gets it for USA. Short. Rosado's got the rock. Feed up to Gibson. She knows the contact's coming. Instead, it's a block. Naira Fields is there for the defensive stop. O'Neal, Koenig, move to the basket, and 1!
She's waiting for everybody to clean the area, and she attacks. 1-on-1, she's very difficult to contain.
Haley Jones, we haven't gotten to see a lot of one-on-one work from her, but wow, what a move! That was Haley Jones owning a top spot yesterday with that move for Team USA. Yeah, and if you can hear the loud noises, it's a party in here. Natalia and I can barely hear ourselves think, but that's okay, because Puerto Rico and the fan base here are up by 2, and they're enjoying this game so far.
And that's Puerto Rico's typical music. The name is Bomba y Plena. Usually played during Christmas time, but in Puerto Rico, we celebrate Christmas all year long.
We'll revisit the top scorer here first for USA. That's Ryan Howard, 15 points, 2 rebounds. And again, Ryan Howard is the 6'2" guard from Kentucky, coming off back-to-back SEC Player of the Year seasons. Is studying, get this, Natalia, digital media and design. So who knows, we may see her in the broadcast booth one day.
We'll probably see her, and it's always very nice to see a former players get involved into the communication world, because who better than them? Who better than them? That's tough to be a student and to be an athlete that talented.
And she's not flashy. She just does everything right, so fundamentally sound. And this has been consistent. We've been seeing that from Howard all week long.
She doesn't push anything. She's very patient. She let the game come to her. She don't force anything. She let the game come to her.
Somebody else that creates just a little bit more Guathme, able to develop just a tiny bit of separation, even over Hillman there, and find her shot. She told us that when she had her 29-point performance against Colombia, it was an out-of-body experience. And she just innately did what her body was telling her to do. She did say in that post-game press conference that if her and Jennifer O'Neill can get on the same page when it comes to scoring, this Puerto Rico team could just be dangerous.
Yes. As a matter of fact, Jennifer is averaging 16 points, the same as Jasmine O'Neill. And that's very hard to balance. Because when you have players that are as talented as these two are in offense, usually one neutralizes the other one. But that's not the case. For Puerto Rico, they both have found a way, to have their own rhythm into the offense.
All right, Natalia, it's halftime. Puerto Rico holding on to a narrow lead, 36-34. We are going to take a very short break and be right back here for the start of the third quarter. O'Neill, Koenig, move to the basket, and one! Linda's on the floor, and she's trying to call a timeout. It won't happen. Yes, she hits the shot!
Oh, my God!
Guathme hits the three before half! Lome protecting the rock, finds a way to get it up, and it goes in with that extra touch.
She has 9 points, and she's shooting 75% from the field.
Haley Jones, we haven't got to see a lot of one-on-one work from her, but wow, what a move!
Jones.
Wow. Shot goes up. Her eyes stay connected with the backboard, and she doesn't even need it.
And Cavalli was like, are you serious? Are you serious?
George knows what to do when she's around the rim. Beautiful move from Anisha George.
And she's a monster with that spin move.
Chance left, 2.7 seconds. Ball is in. Casado lets it fly from half court. Oh, no, doesn't go. Ah, she got it. Myra Casado. Colome trying to hit the back door. Roas can't go anywhere with it. And it goes down. Just as I say that. Rojas with the bucket.
She's 4.
Henderson to Jones.
Nice.
Haley Jones.
She inbounds it right off the bum of Pellington and lays it in.
We'll see that later on.
Welcome back inside the Roberto Clemente Coliseum. Despina Barton, Natalia Melendez, the former Puerto Rico national team member. Natalia, your team is on the floor for the first time ever in the AmeriCup Championship. They're going up against the #1 team in the world, Team USA, and they lead with 2 points here after the first 20 minutes.
I think this has been the closest game USA, have so far in this tournament, because they've been, dominating from A to Z. There's been at least 3 minutes of the third quarter, to me, are crucial for both teams. How they come out, and see what they show.
Puerto Rico coming off big wins, sending Colombia home, and then taking Canada out of this championship round to get here. They feel pretty invincible right now, and they're riding the momentum. Meanwhile, USA, they are unblemished in this tournament. Had a tough game against Brazil. They ended up winning by 11 yesterday, but it was a tough test. And now we already see a different lineup to start for Team USA. Owusu on the floor. And Ryan Howard, who led the way in the first 2 quarters, will feed it right inside to Leah Boston. Back to the game plan.
She will always be their first their first option.
Rosado, Guathamy back door, she pulls things out. Melendez one-on-one with Hillman. And O'Neal, leading all scorers in this tournament, will miss. Boston, top of the key.
No.
She'll make them pay. Aaliyah Boston now with 8 points in the game.
And 5-0, and that's what makes guarding Aaliyah, make it so hard, because she's a great shooter.
Burton on the floor. Melendez takes it herself. It's 4, she knocks it to Guathamy. Turnaround jumper, Guathamy, it's off. Couple cold looks for Puerto Rico as Burton finds herself on the free throw line. Loose ball. And a whistle called here for jump.
Good hustle there for both teams.
Both of these teams will be going to Tokyo next month. USA will look very different, but regardless, they will be representing their countries, just like Rosado, the captain, there with that jumper to cut the bleeding from USA.
And that's Pamela's first 2 points of the game.
Owusu, strong take, won't go in the paint. Hillman goes up strong, and she'll travel. No basket. For Puerto Rico, their keys for today's game was stopping and limiting USA in transition. Limit those second chance points, and they gotta hit the open shots. Burton delivers the block on O'Neal.
Good pass.
The feed in transition. USA, 2 more as they jump out to a 3-point lead.
And that was a beautiful sequence for Burton. First she stopped O'Neal, then she blocked her, and then she had the layup.
O'Neal just inside the 3-point line. And Owusu feeds Howard. Knocked away. Turnover, USA. Nobody on Guathamy. She makes them pay.
And Jasmine is 2 of 4 from the 3-point line. She's 11.
And I love this matchup, her and Howard. The two strongest scorers on the floor.
It is intense.
Owusu, the 20-year-old from Maryland. Terrapins are represented in the house, and she nails it. That one a 2 for Ashley Owusu.
Her first 2 on Owusu in this tournament is averaging 5 points. 3 rebounds, but she's also having 3 assists per game.
Quinones, give and go, turn and shoot. Contested by Boston. Burton continues to keep the pressure applying. Boston does the cleanup work. And USA adds another bucket.
And USA is establishing now their fast break. It has been their #1 options in the last few plays. And their second chances again.
USA will go big here with Cunane on the floor for Owusu. Four minutes into this third quarter, and it's Team USA up by 6. O'Neal driving, dishing. Quinones trying to draw the contact, no whistle. Owusu heads baseline. The pass makes it to Howard. And an exhale for Puerto Rico as Howard misses.
That was a good shot. Great pass, a good shot.
Some extra manpower stepping on the floor for Puerto Rico.
Daishali and Sabrina are in. Pamela and Tyra are out.
Screen from Boston. Howard slides up as that second option. And another 3 for Ryan Howard. This one's gonna force Puerto Rico to take a timeout as Howard has 18.
And I just like how balanced this offensive have been for USA so far. We have people coming off the bench like Owusu, mid-range shot, perfect. How they continue using their big post players as first option. Howard, when she's open, she's amazing. She's doing very good in offense. Conan, you know, it's a balance of it. So far, they're not depending specifically on anybody. Whoever is open takes a shot. This third quarter is 4-15 USA.
Does Coach Batista switch up his defense now? Or does he have to wait for Boston to exit the game?
I think it was that last play, at least that last play. Jasmine stood behind the screen. And when you have Howard, you have to fight that screen, or hope you have to push the hedge until you recover. But she only needs a little bit of space. Here, Wusu coming off the bench, boom. We've been talking about her all week. Burton have been a very important piece pushing the ball down the floor. Jasmine stood behind the screen there.
Puerto Rico on their heels, down by 9. They led at the break by 2. Gibson and Lozada on the floor. Guafmi waving her through, trying to clear out the lane. Howard comes up with it. Some feed is tipped. Tracked down by Quinones. She's on the floor. Salaman. Puerto Rico pushes. Lozada, she's hit one before, why not again? This one's a miss. And Burton, you've been talking about her all game. Northwestern guard, the 20-year-old feeds up to Owusu. The flash, no good. And the whistle, Puerto Rico ball.
Since Puerto Rico don't have the post players to be consistent, you know, playing the post and creating those shots close to the basket, when they don't make those long-range shots, they look without rhythm in offense.
Is Elise. Back to Salomon in the corner. In and out. Henderson back on the floor for Team USA, the point guard from South Carolina. Owusu. Terrapin again, strokes it.
Ashley Owusu.
And Ryan Howard, somehow you have to keep it out of her hands if you were Puerto Rico. Guathmy pulls up on Boston. Gibson fights for it, and there will be a whistle called. Gibson gets pushed from behind.
And Ali's always fighting those rebounds.
Second personal foul, number 13, Ryan Howard.
Only 4 points for Puerto Rico in almost 7 minutes this third quarter.
Allie Gibson, the 28-year-old, the former shooting guard for Oregon State.
In this tournament, she's 57% from the from the free throw line.
She hits them both. Hunane thinks about taking it on Pagan. She'll set the screen. Owusu finds an open look she likes. And again, 6 straight points for Owusu.
Let's talk about efficiency.
Guathmy to Quinones. She'll go up against Cunane. She'll throw it up and find herself on the free throw line. A little bit of a desperation shot there.
Yes, it was. She was looking contact. She's a little frustrated. You know, it's hard when you are the center and you have to, you know, to face players like the USA is showing here, Boston and Cunane, and then Hillman, and you don't get a break because whoever comes from the bench is as great as the one that it was. So it gets to a point when it gets, you know, when it gets difficult.
USA has the depth, the length, and the youth on their side throughout this entire tournament. And what an experience for these players, for Team USA. They're not going to go on to the Olympics, but they get a chance to represent on the senior squad here at the AmeriCup. And they've already sealed their golden ticket to a pre-qual for the 2022 FIBA World Cup. So who knows if Team USA rewards this young group with a World Cup appearance.
Yeah, and many of them have medals in their junior national teams, but this will be their first with the senior team.
Owusu, baseline. Henderson feeds Cunane after all that work on defense. And Cunane, the 20-year-old center from NC State, led NC State to the ACC tourney in their first title since 1991. She's got 8 points and is obviously not afraid to hit the deck going after a ball. 6'5", all 6'5" of her with the hustle points there.
Yes.
Coach Bautista soaking up everything that's happening to be able to make adjustments for Puerto Rico.
He's going to use Jennifer as a point guard now and Daicha as a 2.
And the shot clock will expire.
Stop for USA, entering number 15, Sedona Dreams.
And the first time we see Sedona Prince enter the game for Team USA, the 21-year-old forward for Oregon. And USA going big here. Owusu being guarded by Pagan. Hand in her face. It's a miss. Guathmy takes Prince. O'Neal in the corner. They need to get her going, and that's a way to do it.
And that's Jennifer's second triple of the game. She has 10.
High-low action. Shot is called off. It's an offensive foul against Sedona Prince. But a beautiful feed.
Yes, just India positioned herself. Let's see the replay there. Yeah, she was outside of the restriction area there.
Dawn Staley telling her players, specifically Prince, keep doing what you're doing.
You made a correction, that was personal foul. Is that number 15, Sedona Prince? Her first personal foul.
50 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Salomon, hard to see past all the blue jerseys, throws it away. Kone to Howard. And we're running with Jennifer O'Neal. About 4 seconds separates the game clock from the shot clock. The screen comes from Pagan. O'Neal takes the baseline. Feed to Pagan is shut down. Puerto Rico gets it under their own basket. 1 second on the shot clock. Missed opportunity. Quinones says, where's the whistle? I'm on the floor. And the fans don't like it either. A better look there, but it just looks like Kunain and Quinones just kind of got wrapped in one another. Nothing intentional, nothing. Pretty clean play. 4.2 seconds. Kunain gets it at half court. Quinones trying to stick with it. Thrown up by Howard. And not a very pretty finish to the third quarter, but for Team USA, they are up by 8.
Great
USA
work.
55, Puerto Rico 47.
This quarter finished at 21-11. USA, everybody participating in their offense. They really did a good job working on Jasmine Guathmy, not making her play very comfortable. And the team, and they established their fast break game for the first time in the game, with Burden pushing the ball down the floor. Owusu coming off the bench. My God, 6 points.
Listen, someone asked me earlier today who my favorite player, not the best player, who my favorite player, and I said Ashley Owusu from Maryland. It's just her skills are sneaky. She's so smart and cerebral on the court. And that quick first step, she's just able to create anywhere on the floor. So I'm a big Owusu fan.
I think she has many fans here too. It's been amazing that the whole country is having the opportunity not only to see the Puerto Rican national team, but also to look, to know and to see all of these talented college players that we are probably never going to see here in the island. We're having them here, and it's such an honor to see them.
And Puerto Rico and San Juan has been such a gracious host. This is technically day number 9 of competition here. There was one off day in between. But I know during the bubble, a lot of us, didn't get to quite explore Puerto Rico the way we would have hoped to.
And it was raining too. It's been raining, which is not typical in this time of the year.
That made it so much sweeter. We weren't seeing sunshine, so it wasn't as bad being in the bubble here. As JJ rolls around, as his team is down by 8. Final 10 minutes on the clock. I don't even want to say that because in the bronze medal game, we ended up in double overtime before Brazil defeated Canada.
And that's kind of tough after doing, how many? 25 games?
Yeah, I think this is 26, Natalia.
This is 26.
Game number 26.
In 6 days.
Burton from the baseline. A beauty by the guard from Northwestern. Get this, she was the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. She's been running the O for USA.
And USA is 7 of 9 from the three-point line. They were averaging 5 triples per game, so they're doing way better from the three-point line today.
O'Neal by Cunane. Rosado back in the game. It's a miss. Put back by Quinones, and it's altered. It's tough. Prince stands at 6'7". And of course, the ball's coming into her. On the floor there is Elise Quinones catching a breather as Sedona Prince picks up her second personal foul. Listen, it's a physical game. Natalia, you talked about these NCAA players have been introduced and are
to a whole different level of toughness in basketball. They are, NCAA is known for the intense on the defense, a lot of pressure, but FIBA, it's a lot of bumping and hitting and pushing.
O'Neal finally an answer from outside. She's got 12. And she's led all scorers throughout this competition. But Puerto Rico needs more, the deficit at 9. Skip pass to Owusu, takes baseline floater, beautiful!
She's been pure poison to Puerto Rico, points 7 and 8 for her.
Gibson tries to answer. And again, an empty offensive possession for Puerto Rico.
And when you go to the three-point line from Puerto Rico, they are 4 of 19 today. 21%. That has been one of their main strengths.
Turn and shoot for Howard. 20 for Ryan Howard and her team that leads now by 13. Tipped away, Cunane, right at the scorer's table. That's probably the closest contact she's made with somebody outside the bubble. Listen, these teams had to be rigorously tested There's been tight schedules, even to go to the pool or the gym. Every team has been assigned a certain window to make sure that you stayed with your unit. These two teams you're seeing here went through all the hurdles and then took care of the play on the court to land in this gold medal game right now. 10 seconds to shoot for USA. Burton on the curl, throws up a Hail Mary there. And this is gonna be another foul against USA, and I think it's gonna be the third here for Sedona Prince.
Yes, it's her third. Yeah, that one, yes.
And she did hold Quinones there. Benitez on the floor for Puerto Rico. She is a spot-up shooter. She's hit it from there before. Skip pass to Howard. She beats Guathmy, balls it, tracked down. Turnover, Puerto Rico on the run. O'Neal thought about it, man. And then Guathmy will release on the top of the key.
Bad luck there. It was a good shot. That's a practice shot for Jasmine.
Natalia, we have not seen Jennifer O'Neal hesitate. And when she got the ball there and had some space, she second-guessed herself.
Yes, yes. It's been tough for her. Today, we got to give credit for Burton. I think Burton have been the best defender on Jennifer in this tournament.
Cunane with the feed from Howard. Another two for Team USA. They're building some separation here.
USA have 30 points from the paint. 30 of the 64.
Howard passing lane, steals it and goes up. Quinones raises her hand. She knows she had to deliver that foul. Believe it or not, these are going to be Ryan Howard's first free throws of the game.
So all the 20 points that she have been working from the field.
Howard with 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. And she spent more time on the floor than any other player for Team USA.
The average of the players from the USA, it's 22 minutes. No, I'm sorry, nobody have played more than 22 minutes a game. Howard is the player that averaged the most minutes
and
in a
she's got
game.
over 31 tonight. The feed to Pagan, rolls right out. You're starting to feel like this is just not Puerto Rico's night. Boston. Burton now in the corner, no. Dashalet, Salomon. Met with too many defenders and gets the ball back to O'Neal. And finally, O'Neal steps right to it.
And that's her third triple of the night, 3 of 6. 15 for Jay.
Turn and shoot, Howard a miss on the elbow. Cunane with the putback. Last touch by USA. So 5 minutes now to make up for a 12-point deficit. Puerto Rico's got the crowd on their side. This is a team that feeds off the energy of the arena. And right on cue, they're making it extremely loud in here.
Yeah, and Burton is really good at closing those attacks. She moves very well. See right there? It was good defense.
Northwestern fans have to be super happy with Veronica Burton's play here in the tournament. Owusu, short. Boston banging. Won't go. Pagan comes up with it. Guathmy, along two.
And every time Guathmy is defended by Kunin, she's going to attack her. She's a little faster than her. That's what she usually does. And Guathmy likes to attack to the middle of the court.
South Puerto Rico, entering number 1, Taira Melendez.
Tonight, Jasmine is 11 points, 2 rebounds. This is her first visit to the free throw line.
Hits them both. Still 10 points separates Puerto Rico from Team USA. Ryan Howard, no good. Boston in the paint. They'll work it around the horn. Owusu, final look in the corner. No, because Boston's there for the putback. Aaliyah Boston, 13 tonight.
She has 14 rebounds, 8 are offensive.
Tack on another defensive there for the 19-year-old who plays for South Carolina.
And who was born in Virgin Islands, and her sister played for the Virgin Island national team. Not a typical situation in a tournament like this, but it was nice to see that story.
And look at her now. Boston with 15 points and forcing Puerto Rico to call a timeout. As now Team USA leads by 14. Yeah, that was such a great story. The two Boston sisters, Alexis and Aaliyah. Alexis, I read, was the manager for South Carolina and the women's basketball team during the regular season. So they're super close. And then they did a jersey exchange.
And the picture, if you want to see it, you can go through FIBA social media. AmeriCup W, they play against each other here because that was another situation. You have them both in this tournament playing for different teams, but the odds of them two having to face each other, you know, sometimes it just doesn't happen. You don't play with every team that is here. And it happens, and we had that opportunity to see them playing together and doing some push there and, and exchanging some words. So, you know, it was really nice, and I'm guessing, you know, how proud their parents must be feeling.
Coach Batista trying to find a way to slow down the offense from USA here as time dwindles down. 3.5 minutes, Natalia. What does Puerto Rico need to tighten this game up?
They need to be a little bit more aggressive in offense. I think they are dribbling way too much. They have to attack with a purpose and then put a lot of pressure. It's not working anything with Boston, so you got to put a lot of pressure on the guards.
Melendez from the corner, and they've gone cold.
Really cold, really cold. This is not the typical shooting percentage for Puerto Rico, especially from the three-point line. Tonight they're 5 of 23.
High-low to Boston. She'll get it back to Kunin, pump fake. Burton's waiting. Quinones will give it a shot, literally. Ends up on the ground. The rebounds are just magnetic. They go right to
their
Boston.
hands.
And this Team USA, they've seen adversity. They've been introduced to the FIBA International Game of Basketball. They've been down by double digits. They've fought back. Their adjustments in the second half, their depth, their length, their confidence.
She have 18.
Hunain on the cut. And a hard foul on Boston.
And it's like you said, her hands are magnetic. Everything finished.
And she's just 19 years old. She was the SEC Defensive Player of the Year. The National Freshman of the Year. And she loves defense. Defense has been key as the lights just went out here inside the arena. Fans are going ballistic. Cell phones are coming out.
Well, just so the people that are watching through ESPN and all around the world, there's a big issue.
Look at this moment.
There's a big issue in Puerto Rico with the electrical company. It's coming up, it's coming back.
They're slowly rising here inside the Roberto Clemente Coliseum. Or maybe not. We are in a holding pattern here as we are under 2 minutes to play in the Roberto Clemente Coliseum and the lights have gone out.
And this happened the day before we started this tournament. As you know, it's in English, it's hard for me to explain to the people out there. I'm just gonna try. There's this big issue with an electrical company here in Puerto Rico. They privatize the electrical system, and there has been problems.
Fans in the stands shining their iPhone lights on bright in support of Puerto Rico. Their team trailing here by 11 with 1:59 to play. Our FIBA technical staff are working diligently to have the lights restored. In the meantime here, we are in a holding pattern.
I know they got some generators ready. They're probably working on it. It feels like a concert
This
right now.
happened at the Super Bowl back when Beyonce, at halftime, when they returned in the third quarter, the whole stadium lost power. Yes.
Well, if it happens there, that happens here is nothing.
The spirit of Puerto Rico will carry on, certainly during this blackout. And what timing, Natalia?
What?
With under 2 minutes to play and the home host nation is down by 11?
I don't know. I don't know, but the truth is that we were really afraid that it was going to happen because of what's been going on in the last 2 months in the country. There's this group that is not happy because they were the workers. You know, we had this company, the AEE, and the government sell it to a private company, Luma. So it's been 3 weeks of back and forth and seeing a lot of this, not only here, but everywhere. Both groups trying to pull to their sides, and it's just, it sucks. It sucks that it's happening here. And FIBA have to be working behind scenes like
Tell me this, Natalia, could this play into a potential comeback for Puerto Rico? How do you, as a player, as a former player, how do you deal with disruptions like this?
The coaches have to keep them, you know, focused, because I will be mad if I were USA. You know, I'm in a rhythm, I'm about to win this game, and then this happens. You know, but actually both teams have to be upset about this situation, something they cannot control, but, you know, you don't want this to happen. You get cold, injuries can come. It's really a very uncomfortable situation, but.
And remember, at the half, it was Puerto Rico that led by 2, 36-34. USA created some separation in the third, and then we see 11-point difference here with under 2 to play.
First quarter was 21-17, second one was 15-17, third one, there was a big difference there. USA dominate Puerto Rico 21-11, and the last quarter, 12-15. And cameras here are getting creative, getting those shots.
What started as a gold medal matchup between USA and Puerto Rico has turned into a campsite. All the lights out here inside the Roberto Clemente Coliseum.
I thought Bad Bunny was about to come out.
And it did seem like the lights were starting to pull back up.
When you have a generator that needs to turn on this whole Coliseum, it's not gonna be fast. It usually takes time. But I'm surprised it's taking so long. And I'm wondering if it's only here or if it's happening in the whole city, in the whole area.
And now the two teams are back on the court. They're sharing some laughter as they work to get some shots up and stay warm. A cool exchange between Owusu and Salomon and O'Neal as they switch sides to stay warm. And remember, these teams have been separated in the bubble. You are, you know, when you get there, you're eating, you're dining with your team only. You're in the pool, you're in the weight room with your team only.
Yeah.
So what a unique opportunity to kind of exchange, you know, hellos, you know, share what you think of one another, because there's a lot of admiration on the floor.
It is. And most of some of these players become friends forever. They see each other in these FIBA competitions, and then eventually they became teammates in Europe, or they became teammates in the WNBA. They start following each other through social media, and they create this kind of a bond. You know, during the game, you have no friends. You know, one wants to beat the other one. But the truth is, that's, you know, the beauty of the sports. It's within the relationships that are built outside.
If you're just joining us, we are in a holding pattern here in the finals, the gold medal game between Puerto Rico and Team USA. We have lost the lights here inside the Roberto Clemente Coliseum.
I'm trying to see if it's happening here.
Natalia and I scouring social media to get a better picture.
I'm trying to see if it's only here in the Coliseum.
Natalia, have you ever experienced something like this as a player?
I remember, no, as a player, never. But it once remember, it happens once in a final game in Ponce, which is the South. And that it was dangerous because it was packed, and it was really bad, and it was pitch black. I was very young when that happened, but I remember it's a story that it's been told, you know, for generations, because it's a very that gym. There's always a very hostile environment, and it was pitch black. There were all kind of theories. Okay, I have the information now. It's a power outlet in the whole entire area. Power outlet, that's how you call it?
Power outage, yes.
Yes, that's what it was, in the whole area.
The whole area. And that's why we are in a game delay. For anybody just joining us, USA leads 70-59 against Puerto Rico. This is the gold medal game. Natalia, how do you stay focused? I mean, these players have to come back on the court for 2 more minutes.
There's only one way. They gotta keep shooting there. Do some running, do some shooting, talking to each other. And that's exactly what they're doing.
Both teams are on the court, getting shots up.
It's very easy to lose focus of what was happening. That's what you're seeing them shooting and then doing some running. And
this game has been wild from the get-go. Back and forth contest in the first half. Then Puerto Rico led by 2. USA created separation starting in the 3rd. They have an 11-point lead, and we still have 1:59 to play. The power has gone out here in San Juan, Puerto Rico, inside the Roberto Clemente Coliseum. Natalia Melendez, Despina Barton. And Natalia found out that it's not just this arena that's missing or experiencing power outage, but it is this entire area.
it's the entire area. And oh, what a timing. What a timing. Sorry, guys, at home. But we are going to stay here with you.
Natalia's going to keep working to get more information as we look forward to the lights coming back on here to finish out this championship game. We are being told that in about 10 minutes, we should have the power back up and can get closer to resuming this contest. And everybody has their camera lights back on. The fans aren't moving anywhere. Natalia, we had a double overtime experience right before this where Brazil earned their bronze medal. And then here, with 2 minutes to play, the lights go out. This is absolutely insane.
It's been the longest 2 games I ever done in my life. And at least people are having fun. Even the players.
JJ's busting a move. Players have their hands up in the air. Certainly turned this championship game into a bit of a party atmosphere.
You have to remember, we went through hurricanes. We have been gone through earthquakes in the last few years. This is nothing to us. We'll make a party regardless of the situation.
The true spirit of Puerto Rico here on display. Natalia. What is he saying?
Se me agota la batería, which means everybody have their phone out, you know, light. He said, we got to stop this because people are going to stay without, you know, without charging on their phone. Something like that.
Speaking of losing power, Puerto Rico, who was hitting from everywhere before this contest, lost their gusto. And we're now having a dance party. Team USA and Team Puerto Rico are battling it out at midcourt right now. Benitez in the circle, Henderson on the other side, the first two to go head-to-head. If you're watching at home and tuning in for a championship, we're giving you a dance party right now. Bringing down the house. Aaliyah Boston wanting a challenge? Wanting a challenge? Haley Jones steps in. Her and Benitez going to the floor. You can't make this up, friends.
No, I'm sorry. These have been one of the best things of this tournament.
Benitez back out there. Each team giving each other props. And guys, if you're wondering why we have two teams dancing in the dark, it's because we are in a power outage here in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Henderson, Boston saying run it back. They want a different song.
They want a different song. They're asking for a different song.
All right.
And this is a historical moment.
Listen,
for
right
FIBA.
now, we are getting song requests from Salomon and Aaliyah Boston. Not wasting a moment on this stage between these two teams. Jennifer O'Neill, Benitez, center court for Puerto Rico. Destiny Henderson, the point guard for USA. Her, Aaliyah Boston, USA. Not only are they the best team in the world, they got the dancing chops to go with it. If anything, Natalia, I think everybody's going to play a little bit looser the final 2 minutes.
Definitely.
All right, Destiny Henderson, Hillman. We got Rain Kakekwe, Salomon. Dance party breaking out here in San Juan. Oh, Hillman. This is just unbelievable. If you're tuning in, I know you were highly entertained at this moment. Natalia Melendez, Despina Barton here on the call of what was the championship game, the gold medal matchup between USA and Puerto Rico. And here's the song request.
Another one, because that's the third one.
Destiny's Child. It looks like Benitez might have a...
They have another request now. And Dawn Stanley, she's feeling it. She's recording right there.
Coach Staley is on the floor, and Benitez is giving us a recited show. Aaliyah Boston. And the lights, guys, are slowly coming up. This dance party has to come to an end. Dawn Staley's got her video. Meanwhile, her team USA continues to dance it up at mid-court.
This is the first party that probably these girls attend, and the whole the whole stadium, everybody here, all the fans.
And if you thought this one was over, sit back down, grab your popcorn. 1:59 is left. We hope you enjoyed the blackout entertainment as we lost power here inside the Roberto Clemente Coliseum. This will go down in history, Natalia. Two teams, fierce competitors on the floor, but coming together, showing their true spirit. These are young girls, these are professionals, these are women that play for the love of the game.
At the end of the day, it's supposed to be fun. Sports is fun, and then from a bad situation, they make the best.
What an example of sportsmanship, respect.
Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico. ¿Y dónde están los boricuas esta noche?
Natalia, every single person in this arena and every single woman on the floor will remember what happened here in this gym tonight.
Definitely, definitely. This will be a moment that they will never forget. This is not common. And the way they reacted to the whole situation, it was fun. It was fun to watch.
Resilience.
Yes.
No one's upset. They roll with the punches here. This is 2021.
It is what it is, and we got to keep going.
We do have to keep going. So yes, this game is about to pick back up. I lost track of how much time we really spent away because it was just so entertaining.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. And you know what? That was one of everybody's fear here because of that problem that we've been having in the last few months, and it happens in the last game, in the last minutes of the game.
All right, now got to flip the switch. We're back to basketball here. Puerto Rico down by 11. And Aaliyah Boston, the captain, the 19-year-old, the forward here at the free throw line. She was just dancing it up at center court. Not only is she coordinated on the basketball court, but certainly in her dance moves. Unfazed, knocks them both down. 17 points for Aaliyah Boston. O'Neal, it's a miss. Britton takes her time getting the ball up for USA. Kunin, the deep pass delivered by her teammate Ryan Howard.
Assist and number 19 for USA.
And USA keeping Puerto Rico out of this game. Melendez's shot won't drop. Kunin, the 6'5", 20-year-old from NC State, brings it up, but we have a whistle and we have Aaliyah Boston on the floor. She's in a lot of pain.
A cramp?
It might be cramping.
I think it's cramping.
Yep, she's waving off the medical team from USA.
And it happens when you get cold and then you go back playing.
Owusu guarded by O'Neal. Ryan Howard takes Guathme off the dribble. And O'Neal will push things for Puerto Rico. Final minute. Quinones from 3, heaves that up. And everything that these teams fought for, USA coming in, winning 6 in a row tonight. They defend their 2019 championship. And there's no shot clock. USA will go back home as the 2021 FIBA Women's AmeriCup champions.
And everybody here in the stadium showing respect to both teams. What a pleasure to see our Puerto Rican team here playing in this scenario, but watching this young group of talented players as well winning their first gold medal as a senior.
Hugs up for the coaches and for the team at center court. Team USA had one job to do, and that was to come here and win. The target on their back. They face adversity. They're the youngest squad here in Puerto Rico. They showed the rest of the Americas and the Caribbean that they too are still the very best. And the host nation, Puerto Rico, making their first ever appearance here in the AmeriCup championship game. They secure silver in front of their home crowd, a place that is as vibrant as this town. Aaliyah Boston waves on to her fans. What a win for this young group. And what a way to go out. For Puerto Rico, Natalia, your final observations of their performance here in the AmeriCup.
You know, when you look at the numbers, it's impossible to beat a team when rebounds finish at 63-37. And from those 63 rebounds, so 24 were offensive. So USA is just way too strong and too dominant in the paint, and it was impossible for Puerto Rico to kind of balance that statistic. But I think they've done, you know, amazing in this tournament. I think it's all about, you know, step by step, and by winning silver for the first time. They do have 2 bronze, but by winning silver for the first time and beating Canada for the first time, I think that was, you know, a very important goal that they got from this tournament. They just need to continue now preparing and adding whoever is going to be added to go to the Olympics, and just focus on the next competition.
Puerto Rico, Canada, Team USA all going to the Olympics next month. The smiling crew from Team USA, Destiny Henderson, the point guard from South Carolina and Fort Myers native. Everybody embracing this unit will not be the unit that represents USA next month, but they are the unit that comes to Puerto Rico and wins it all.
And we'll probably be the group in a few years that will be together winning gold medals in the Olympics. This is the future of USA. There's so much talent there, and as I said, and I'm going to say it again, we are so blessed to have this opportunity to watch them here live.
And it was such a business trip for them, Natalia. I don't think we saw true emotion from this USA team until tonight. We got to see them live out the downtime during the power outage and just be young and enjoy the moment. It was really unique to see that. And these two teams, the respect, the camaraderie, the love for the game that unites everybody in this arena right now on full display.
And you know, and actually, I think it was the first game that I saw Coach Don Stanley, even Risotti, being a little hard on them on the beginning of the second quarter, because they were so calm. Because this team knows how to play basketball. You don't have to push them that hard. You know, you just seems like they were given instructions in the locker room, and once they step on that floor, they knew exactly what they have to do. They didn't need this pushing coach to tell them constantly, you got to play hard, you got to play hard. No, they all play hard regardless. You know, Coach Stanley was just there, giving them instructions, very calm. Today was the only day that I saw, you know, a few times that they were really tough on them and they reacted perfectly.
And don't go anywhere. I want to let you know that the AmeriCup crew is setting up for the ceremony, the awards ceremony. We're also going to show you the All-Star 5. We'll see Brazil come up for the bronze medals. Of course, the runner-up and host nation Puerto Rico with silver. We'll find out who the tournament MVP is. And of course, welcome Team USA back to center court. I know they're taking care of some of their media obligations. Everybody's catching a breath. Some are still taking photos here on the court. And Natalia, what we were able to see and have culminate here tonight, we're never going to forget.
No, definitely. We're never going to forget. It was really nice that we got this opportunity to start FIBA basketball, you know, from the continent. Here in Puerto Rico, it wasn't an easy task to do. But just to see everything getting back into normal and having all of these players from the Americas, the 10 best team of the Americas, finally getting some competitions and some pre-qualification tournament, it was great. I hope this is just the beginning of many, many other events all around the world. Because the truth is our society needs sports. The whole world needs sports. The world is a better place when sports are taking place. So I'm really happy that it's starting here, and we have to see what happened in Australia, which will be very interesting too.
So the 4 top teams here in the AmeriCup, we're talking about USA, Canada, Brazil, and Puerto Rico, all have earned pre-qualifying tournament bids to keep on their path to the 2022 FIBA World Cup, which will happen in Sydney, Australia. But yes, 3 of the final 4 teams are preparing to head to Tokyo next month.
4 groups of 4 different countries. The draw should be soon to see, you know, which groups each country it's going to be. USA is in. This is not the team that it's going to go. These players are going to go back and play in their college. Canada needs to go back to Tampa. They're going to go back to Tampa to get ready for the Olympics, and they will wait in Japan for Kia Nurse, Richard Carlton, and the rest. In the case of Brazil, the players from Brazil, most of them play in their national league. Clarissa dos Santos play in France. And in the case of Puerto Rico, this is pretty much the team that we're probably going to be seeing in Tokyo. But maybe they are trying to work with Arela Girantes, that is playing in the WNBA right now. She's never represented Puerto Rico before, but her father is Puerto Rican. So she will probably be joining the team for Tokyo.
A great tune-up for Canada and Puerto Rico, and for USA. Each one of these NCAA players, only one of them on the court won a championship this year, and that was Jones with Stanford. So now together, the best team of the United Nations, the United States, win one together here in Puerto Rico. And we are getting set here to start the introductions. The crew is making sure USA, Puerto Rico, Brazil, all lined up. And the fans get loud as Puerto Rico makes their way across the court. They will prepare to be introduced and be handed their silver medals. What a performance by Puerto Rico. They won the Central Basket Tournament in March, a runner-up here in the AmeriCup. And in just a matter of days, we'll be taking off for Tokyo, Japan. I cannot even imagine how long that flight will be, by the way, Natalia.
It's very long. It's very long. And, you know, it's very, people don't know, but it's very difficult when you're an athlete because your legs are really cramped.
Speak to what this means for Puerto Rico. They hosted, their team knocked off Canada, got in this championship game.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. This team have been together for around 6 years, and you know, the core that you're seeing here were responsible to get Puerto Rico the first qualification to the Cup World that was at Spain. And then they beat Brazil in the pre-qualification tournament in France to get that spot in the Olympics. And here they beat Canada for the first time in history in AmeriCup. And it's their first silver medal. This is huge. This is huge for this little island that's been fighting so hard for so many years to get respect, not only as women basketball player, but as women athletes. They are the voices of so many young girls and so many women athletes here in the island of Puerto Rico. They are showing everybody that if you invest in them, you probably won't see results tomorrow. It took them 6 years, but you will see results. You gotta put your money when your word is, and I think they are a great example for a lot of girls here in Puerto Rico.
And all the fans have shifted from behind the podium that is now on the court and moved to get a better view here of the presentation and the award ceremony here inside the Roberto Clemente Coliseum. The ceremony will start with recognizing the All-Star 5, the 5 best players here throughout the tournament. 9 days of competition. 10 teams, the best in the Americas and the Caribbean nations. And right there, you're looking at the trophy, the AmeriCup Championship trophy.
From Colombia, Manuela Rios.
And the point guard, Manuela Rios, is the first to be called as an All-Star 5. A tremendous effort by Rios.
Manuela was unbelievable in this tournament, well deserved. She led this team in points, in assists, one of the greatest defenders we saw. And Colombia fought very hard in this tournament, well deserved.
That's Carlos Alves, the executive director of FIBA and the Americas. And Jennifer O'Neill, welcome her back to the court. The point guard for Puerto Rico, leading all scorers in this tournament. The veteran back out to get her trophy.
Outstanding job for Jennifer O'Neill. She's going to rush after here.
And Team USA's Ryan Howard. She really didn't need an introduction off the short show she put on tonight. Everybody knows where she is, wearing number 13, 22 points in 37 minutes, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, 2 steals. Ryan Howard, part of the All-Star 5.
And that's Ray Quiñones, the Director of Sports and Recreation in Puerto Rico.
Welcome back, Clarissa Dos Santos. Her team will be accepting the bronze medal after a hard-fought win in double overtime against Canada.
And from USA, Elisa
Here's Elisa Cunan. for one of the best forwards she does. Take the award for the center position. Elisa Cunane, the 20-year-old from NC State.
Now, I would like to ask the player to line up for a team photo with our FIBA authorities.
A final look there at your all-star 5. Don't worry if you're thinking at home you might be missing somebody. The MVP will be announced a little bit later.
I wish we could have like at least 7 or 8, right? I'll throw there.
It was tough voting, Natalia.
Yeah,
it was very tough. Rios, O'Neal, Howard, Dos Santos, and Cunane. The all-star 5 for the FIBA Women's AmeriCup 2021. Congratulations, women.
That's Sara Rosario, the president for the Puerto Rico Olympic Committee. Ray Quiñones, the director of Sports and Recreation in Puerto Rico. Amundi Baez, the director of basketball in Puerto Rico.
Congratulations,
And I know Dos Santos has to hustle to get back with her team. The bronze medal presentation here.
Executive Director of FIBA in the Americas. Richard Gaglione, FIBA Super Bowl member. Third place team in the FIBA Women's AmeriCup 2021 is the team of Brazil.
Welcome back, Brazil. They battled toe-to-toe with Canada. Won it in extra time. Their captain there, De Souza, leading the way.
Erika De Souza, the leader of this team, Patty Tejera.
And what's a little different here, there will be a FIBA representative coming over with a plate for the medals for each player to grab and safely put over their necks. I've been corrected. The awards are being draped here by a FIBA representative.
6, Natia Carcavali. 7, Bobby Teixeira. 8, Dana Paisao. 11, Clarissa Dos Santos.
Clarissa Dos Santos is so happy up there. They've earned every bit of this bronze medal.
Yes, they did.
They gave teams so much trouble.
Two overtimes, when it seems that Canada was going to escape. They closed the game.
A proud moment for Brazil here as De Souza gets in the middle. The 39-year-old captain, a staple in this team, in this organization for so very long.
We need to find out what's that about.
Waving to their fans as they exit the court. Congratulations to Brazil, the bronze medalists. this team will need no introduction. The host nation, Puerto Rico, will come back out on the court and collect their silver medals. Natalia, what could you imagine this moment feels like?
They have to be feeling a lot of pride, a lot of joy. They've been working really hard for so long. First goal done. They're going to go to the qualification. Second one done. They have the silver medal. Of course, everybody wants to go, but the truth is USA deserve it. They really work really hard, and their team is amazing. So just by being here in that podium and getting that silver, being the second best team of the Americas is huge. That's Jada's and Jackie's first medal with Puerto Rico.
The captain Rosado even organizing the team photo here. Congratulations, Puerto Rico, the runner-up, and the silver medals are going home with these women tonight. Coming up, Team USA will make its way back to the court to accept their gold medals. They'll be led by their captain, Aaliyah Boston. Running out to the stage just like they ran up the score on everybody here except Puerto Rico in this last outing. USA, the FIBA Women's AmeriCup champions.
And Sedona trip there, and Kunain is making fun of her. They can't stop laughing.
Coach Don Staley sharing in the laughter. She was trailing right behind Kunain. This group had never experienced international basketball, the physicality, the adversity.
Not at this level. This girl, they own every medal possible in the U16, U17. U19, but with the senior team. This is the first gold medal, because it's not any medal, it's a gold medal.
A tremendous effort by this team of collegiate athletes coming together, representing their country on their chest. And yes, earning another gold medal for head coach Dawn Staley and her team there. Goodness, I hope they don't jump off if that's what they're planning to do off this podium. And the MVP award getting set to be announced. This is sponsored by Tissot.
Coach Stanley gave her medal.
Coach Barnes there, late to arriving to the podium, but her team graciously welcoming her. Carol Callan here will present this award to Ryan Howard, Team USA. The 21-year-old from Kentucky picks up another award. This one, the Tissot MVP award here at the AmeriCup. What a moment. Let it soak in, Team USA. You have earned every ounce of this. Howard showing off her new Tissot watch. I'm sure she'll get that safely back to Kentucky. And what a moment. Howard earns her first gold at the senior level and will stand for the national anthem.
And now, our FIBA Secretary General, Mr. will present.
And one final moment here in the ceremony. The trophy, they call her, will be presented to the team. And team captain Aaliyah Boston comes up to receive the trophy. All smiles as she turns to her team.
The team of
She will lift it. And here comes the confetti, the life. USA in all their glory. Hard fought, earned every step of the way. USA defends their 2019 AmeriCup title with another one here in 2021 with a completely different squad. Add this accolade another to Dawn Staley's coaching resume. And credit every single one of these young women. First one to step up for her photo there, the captain, Aaliyah Boston, showing off the hardware. And the final confetti will continue to fall towards the ground here inside the Roberto Clemente Coliseum. Natalia, what a ride from day 1 to day 9 here tonight.
I cannot believe the tournament, it's done. It seems like it was just yesterday when everything started. This is their moment for them to relax and to have fun and to enjoy all the hard work they have done, and you know, and knowing that you're taking home the gold medal is something to be proud about.
And I really hope they've worked in the dance-off during the blackout. But yes, Owusu to Burton, this group clicking on all cylinders, and that's what it took to get past host nation Puerto Rico here for gold.
Well-balanced team. Everybody did a little bit of everything. Very powerful offensive group of players. Second unit very strong.
The only weakness I saw from Team USA, and they only showed a couple slow starts, but when they kicked into high gear, nobody could touch this team. We talked about their length, their depth, their drive, their skill set. So fun to introduce them to the international game here.
You're right about that, and it was fun. It was fun watching them. We'll never, at least in this country, gonna have the opportunity to have a tournament like this where, you know, they all come here and we see them live, and it was impressive, I had to tell you. It was very impressive. It's not the same seeing them on TV. You know, we watched some of them in the bubble, but having them here in our backyard and doing what they, you know, did, how they handled the pressure and how they could answer everything that was thrown to them. It was great.
Really unfazed. They stayed level throughout their entire competition. And you usually see that poise from professionals.
Yes.
But seeing it from some of the cases, these were teenagers.
Yes, well, they are 18 and 19-year-old, you know, and that's why United States, it's what it is when it comes to basketball. They are the #1 nation team in the world.
Yes, that FIBA world ranking stays true. Team USA #1, but Puerto Rico They hung in this game all the way through to the fourth quarter. And they believed, coming off two really monstrous wins, that they had the momentum on their side. They showed not only USA, but their fans, the world, that they're ready to compete in Tokyo.
They are really ready to compete. They have to make some adjustments, and it's just good. It was really fun to watch them.
We will always remember this championship game between Puerto Rico and USA. I want to tell you all at home, it has been a tremendous honor to narrate for you all this 2021 FIBA Women's AmeriCup. For Natalia Melendez, I'm Despina Barton. We say goodnight one last time here from the Cathedral of Basketball in the heart of San Juan, Puerto Rico. Your gold medal champions are Team USA with the final score 74, Puerto Rico 59.